Hi. Do you guys like my t-shirt? Makes me laugh. Welcome to my channel. My name's Buffy. Today I'm going to be talking about the one and only Crash 4. So let's just get into it. Hey! Buff for Buff Bandicoot. Okay, so the game starts off with Cortex and his friend Megamind in jail. They're currently scheming right off the bat to try and escape this eternal prison that they're now inhabiting. I mean, oh god, that's a bit.
Hush, simpleton.
Aku Aku dies straight away.
Is he dead?
Yes, I believe he is. I love this. It's like playing the very first level from the very first game. I think Crash has seen better days. Are you alright, buddy? I had to restart this level because Sony Vegas corrupted my file. So if you're not familiar with Crash, he plays a little rat boy where you yeet things into another hemisphere, try not to get blown up in the process, and everything wants to kill you. Look at that! This man should be in the Cirque du Soleil. The game also allows you to change skins depending on the achievements you manage to unlock. So we're exploring different worlds in this game, and rather than collect gems, we are collecting masks. And each mask has a different ability that's going to help us stop the bad guys at the end of the day. I'm never playing as Pablo Picasso in the land of Mad Max. So far, I do like what I see. Everything is bright and colourful, and there's a sort of like warmth added in. The lights are nice. I like the reflections. The water reflections are good. We made a mask friend along the way, and he allows us to change what is tangible matter. I'm not really sold in this just yet. I find the back and forth with keys quite annoying. So we meet the first boss, Engine. He's in a band now. This reminds me of the time that I went to that Marilyn Manson concert when I was 18 and I almost died. But that's a tale for another day. He's relatively easy. If you die, then you'll just respawn where he last took damage. So he's dead now. And then we chase after that other mask, it's just got absolutely thrown through the rift. I like how the game has ranging enemies. I feel that they're quite creative. I like how these rats are stacked on top of each other. And I like how you need to try and defeat this crab with his frilly knickers. So I'm playing as this nightmare fuel. His hair looks like Twigs from the Whomping Willow. You give me the creeps. So we're travelling through the different worlds, and Crash and Coco have been captured all of a sudden. And who shows up? It's no other. Crash and Coco's aunt. She is here to save the day. Did I miss a generation or two? Who is this? Who is? When did you become a part of the game? My name's Tonna. I don't like her character or her stupid slingshot ability. I feel light and airy, which is quite nice. But they could have gave her something cooler to use. Like a trident or an axe. Some sort of weapon. Not a little pissy slingshot that breaks one box at a time. Yeah, we just make our way through the level as her now. I mean, she's not bad. She can wall jump. She's pretty fast. I'm just not keen. But by this point, I was starting to get used to the game mechanics and stuff. So anyway, she frees Crash and Coco, and Crash is about as confused as I am about something about her. She's from another dimension, and now she's here to help stop the bad guys. She looks like she should work in Hot Topic. After Trelawney's intro level has been complete, you can go and play through her timeline. But I don't care for this character, so I'm not going to play her levels. We're moving. Another thing you can do, which I actually quite like, is collect flashback tapes. Each tape you unlock unlocks a level where you can play as Cortex's little experiments back in the day. I didn't even realise that was a thing. I didn't know that Crash came from a Cortex experiment, but I suppose it gives us a little bit of lore as well. I like how this boat is a skateboard with an engine attached to it. However, I hate how it drives. I just found it a bit awkward. I didn't even realise that you could go backwards. It took me too long to figure out you could go backwards. And it's because the camera is constantly drifting forward. We finally catch up to the new mask, and he pretty much turns you into a Beyblade. You can spin about infinitely, smash a lot of things, and you can reach further away platforms. Wow. Crazy. However, you can't come to a standstill whilst you're spinning, which makes jumping and onto and jumping off platforms a little bit more tricky. This art style is gorgeous. I love this. I love the dragon style. I love the colours. It's very nice. It's very nice. Very, very nice. It's just so nice. It's just so atmospheric. Next boss is relatively easy. All you need to do is fly about the place whilst trying to shove him off the edge. Pretty straightforward. Pretty simple. Bye. And smack. He turns into a weird dinosaur thing. He lays a lot of berries. Weird. And now you can play completed levels backwards. So I tried this. I actually found it remotely easier than the normal levels, if you will. I hate the colour drain. I hate it. It looks disgusting. And I hate how it's portrayed as a crazy experience. I didn't find these levels wacky or riveting whatsoever. They're just... I don't even know, like... They're fine. They're not exciting. And I don't appreciate the lack of colour. It doesn't even feel like you're doing the levels backwards. It just feels like a stale level that you have to complete. And it's not mangoes that you're collecting anymore, it's blueberries. Are those blueberries? Do blueberries come? Blueberries don't come in a bunch. And at the end of this level, we unlocked a furry. So that sums it all up. Seriously, what Coco does in her spare time should be kept to herself. Behind locked doors, in prison. And this world, however, is my absolute favourite. It looks so good. It gives me Princess and the Frog vibes. I love it. It's so vibey. It's fun. It's atmospheric. Hang on. I know that guy. Tony the Tiger? What are you doing here? I love your little bow though. Slay. And this little guy right here is putting on a show. His rent is due. You go, gal. You're going places. I love this. I love the nightlife vibe. Even these guys are having a good time and they don't even have heads, so it's just well lit. There's lots of different things happening. You've got the lights in the sky, you've got the windows, you've got the enemies. Oh, it's just so good. And all the little fey lights as well. Excuse me, sir. Do you want me to jump in your hole? God, at least take me to dinner first. That's a bit uncanny. Because of the cannon? Never mind. This guy right here is one of my favourites. I love him. And I love his little... He makes pop off. By this point, I've established I really don't like this mask and its abilities. I find it annoying and it bugs me that I need to flick through materials in order to jump on them. I don't care for this mask. I don't find it another boring component, if I'm honest with you. I definitely do think the Debs were inspired by Coco and Princess and the Frog because the similarities are quite uncanny.
Food served at Dingo's Diner may not meet the legal definition of food. Consume at your own risk. Side effects of dining at Dingo's Diner may include fatigue, increased body odor, risk-seeking behavior, thinking too much about your uncle.
Was that an incest reference? What is this game rated? I really like this character, this half dinosaur, half dingo thing. I love him and his design. I love his little hoover where he soaks things up and uses it to hoverboard across the place. His questionable accent, I don't know if it's Scottish or Australian.
Bastards! They'll get every last one of yous.
Every last one of yous. Every last one of yous? Every last one of yous. He also says bastard like me too. Some gameplay is a bit janky, like frozen objects, especially the jump mechanic with Dingo. Sometimes it just didn't work for me, and it would take me ages to try and reach certain points because the hover mechanic just would not work properly. Yep, this took a while. I really did enjoy this level though. The controls are a lot heavier to play in correlation with his build, and I think that's a nice touch. And he's just more fleshed out than Tiffany. He's more fun, and after blowing some things up, he's just more fun. And again, this took ages to try and go over properly. After his level, he gets sucked into Crash's dimension. So now we have the choice to help this arsonist dinosaur. And straight away, I find him a lot more charming and a more likeable character than I do with Tona. They should have put more into her, they should have fleshed her out more. But the difference between the two characters is definitely night and day. And it's a shame because I feel like there would have been potential there for her. It just seems like they have put a lot more heart and soul into one character versus another. But what can you do about that? Another character I like is this little guy. Look at him, he's so cute. He's got a little soup truck. He just wants a hand to get through to his customers and to pay his rent. He's so sweet. Look at his little chef hat. I love him. So now we're introduced to mask numero 3. And she's a wholesome granny. I love her. But now we're playing as Cortex. Also, why does he look like that? He looks like the child character from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Straight off the bat, I hate playing as Cortex. He has a gun. He is an evil scientist who creates things. He has a gun. He has his gun. He built his gun. And what does his gun do? It shoots blocks. His controls are pretty basic, you know. He runs, his jump is limited, and he headbutts things. And he shoots his blocks. But there's nothing really interesting about this character apart from his change of matter mechanic and his gun. It's just, I couldn't wait for this level to be over with. Like, it was a drag. It's just, after all that anticipation of potentially getting to play Cortex and there was nothing to show for it. Thank God that's over. He chose blocks. He could have used anything. He could have made an acid gun. He could have had an RPG. But he chose a gun to make things into blocks. Again, there was so much room for potential with this character. And all he does is run about and headbutt stuff and shoot things into blocks. We picked up another friend along the way. This mask has a split personality and controls gravity, so there's that. We use him to kill off Megamind and his wife, who only need one hit each, may I add. One hit each. So we finally kill them, and now we're chasing Cortex in his manor. I won't lie, at this point in the game, I was absolutely dying inside, so I started to speedrun it to get things over with. This was an absolute nightmare. This level itself took so many attempts, and by this point I just feel like the story was a bit bland. We stopped what was portrayed as a bad guy, and now we're chasing another bad guy around, in different dimensions, in different time zones. It's just a big cat and mouse game. I really think they should have stayed with Cortex himself and maybe put more into that story rather than just chasing everyone around. It took me 4 days to complete this level, you know. I was wasting away, but I persevered. Anyway, we get to the final level and it is pretty much this. The build-up has been this. You jump into some things, smash them, and every time you spin one of his little guys, they fly back and smack him. And then we finally murder him. Finally. And we are presented with the worst ending ever, where the three of them in the masks play a video game. I suppose Tiffany's sticking around then. And that's it. That's the end. That is it. Overall, I would probably give this game maybe like a 6 out of 10. And I will not be playing another Crash game on PC with my keyboard ever again. So now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to be in nature and lie down in the grass. Thank God that's over. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!